for the lightning web component, for building the lightning web component, you have to, so after the rendering there is one live server, you can also download that, but there is no need of it actually. This is the live server. If you want, if you don't want to go your server to the Salesforce org again and again, that's why we can also download the live server. For the practical thing, I have just downloaded the live server for practice things. Okay, so we have done with this. Okay, in on here you have to create your project, and then only you can deploy it to the marketing, deploy it to the server. So do you know the HTML and JavaScript very well? Okay, so let me tell you one thing. I will show you some components that I have created for the practice things. Do you know the Salesforce trailhead?
Yes, yes,
Ah.
yes.
So this is the discover the lightning web components, create a lightning web components. So I will paste you later on. See, these are some lightning web components that I have created for the practice things. Okay.
Okay.
So how you can create these? See, I am entering some address over here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me change it to the different. Let me change it to the landmark is whatever it is. City is Nagpur. I am entering. So what I am writing, I am just enabling this toggle so that it can copy whatever the previous data to the this text box. See, city having Nagpur, pin code having 440015, NGP having district, state having this. These are all the information we are getting. So once you clicked on this, so it is saved successfully. How it can save? How it can save? It can save with the Salesforce backend. That is the Salesforce Apex. Okay. Let me go to the address that I have created. Is the data is to be saved or not? You know all these things in the Salesforce, huh? This information right now I have saved. Okay. CCC, BBB, everything I have saved it. Got it? So this saving purpose, why it is saving? Because you have used Apex in the backend. Okay.
Okay.
Go to the developer console. I'm just reviewing you how you can create everything with the LWC or not. Okay. Okay. Let it be. So you can create an Apex class like this. Then only you can save your data over here. Okay now. So let's jump up to the next topic is set up your development environment. How you can set up your development environment. Okay. So let's click Control Shift P. You have to create, enter SFDX over here, SFDX over here. Then only you can create a project. Okay. So once it is activated, it will show you one of the window. See, it is not activating because I have just downloaded. Actually, I have logged in from my new laptop. That's why it is taking the error. So let's Control Shift P. Let's create a project. Just once we are opening. Okay, it will not going to open. Don't know, some things are missing from this. Okay, let it be. So you know the HTML things in a proper way, in a systematic. Uh, After that, you have to enter test name of your project. So which I have created one folder for the ACTE learning, LWC ACTE. In this, I have to create a project. Okay. So we have done with the project creation. After that, there are some notification message. Just ignore it. Okay. So let's create. So we have set a development environment. You have to download the VS Code, and then only you
Mm-hmm.
have to install some plugins over there. And next you have to create a developer org over here. So this is the developer org we have to create. So you can create a scratch arc also. Hmm.
Okay.
Let's open it. Control Shift P. It is not patching. There are some missing syntax. So this is also the plugin. Hmm. You can
Mhm.
also see what they are writing. They are saying no default org is set. Okay. So if we are clicking over here, you have to authorize an org. Okay. Let's go with that. You can create a project, you can create a production, you can create a sandbox and custom also. Custom means you can enter that thing with a login URL. Sandbox means you can download the things from the sandbox. Production thing means it is a production. Sandbox is for the testing for the enter for the client side and your developers also. This is the production. You can log in through the production also, like it is for the client side, but I am logged in using the I am using the project login. So let's name it test org. Okay, click on enter. SFDX authorized arc field. Why it is? Because I don't have open any of the custom org over here. Okay now, so let me open my new org. Why it is aviated, why it is not developer.salesforce.com? Because I have created one of the custom domain, that's why it is aviated. Okay, so let's go back to our VS code. So let me click on this authorize and our custom login URL. You have to paste your login URL for over here. Okay now, we have to name the org also. Why it is failing? I thought I have the resources Salesforce CLI integration extension pack. Okay. It is installed. It is already installed. Okay. So let's jump up to the next thing. How you can explore the CLI commands. Okay. What is the means by CLI command? If I am writing over here, what I am writing, starting your SFDX, writing your org, then SFDX is not recognized. This is the command. From this command, you can also encapsulate your org to be open in the Salesforce itself. Okay. Getting my point. Next is you have to learn some things with before jumping up to the next module. Okay, let me give you some actual scenarios of W3C. So from the W3 school, there is a learn HTML, CSS, and a learning of the JavaScript. Okay, so this is the HTML is too easy to learn. You know all these things with the HTML, है ना? You have to
Ah,
learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Each and every concept should be cleared. Okay.
okay.
Mhm. Then only I will jump up to the next topic. So you have to just go through all some things with the HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript. Okay, so that you will have idea how we are going to the next thing. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. This is the Visual Force page that we have to install it, and we can have this type of a UI. Oh, what I have added over here, let me add some different things that we have already decided. Like firstly, we have to add lightning card in that if you want to, because the lightning card improves your proper outline of that particular component. Okay, getting that.
Mhm.
That's why we are adding the lightning component in that. Just we have named it as a bala component. Okay, so after that we have to authorize the org. Okay, so let's save it. Let's add one paragraph in that. Let's add one div. Let's add a paragraph in that. Yeah, it is a simple HTML.
Oh, paragraph B, right? Okay.
Yeah, it is by mistaken. So
Yeah.
we are
So what?
writing. What I am saying is, this is the paragraph. Okay, and
Okay.
this is the division. Okay,
Okay.
now like what I can say, it will show in that particular division. So if you are adding the another paragraph in this particular division now, so it will be the division will be the greater one. Okay, if we are not adding the in this division as a paragraph, so what we will do, we will just add another division over here. So this is the paragraph. Okay, what we are writing, we are just writing hello, and we are just writing over here is world. So it depends upon you actually how you can assist it. Okay, for
Okay.
the XML, for the helping, or sorry, for the not for this, this is the LWC Bala HTML. We have our component is to be true. Make sure your component has exposed to be true. If you are enabling, if you are clicking, if you are right clicking and you are creating the new component, so what's that in this new component is, this is the JS file. This component is to be exposed so that this component will not be able to expose to the server with the help of component bundle. You know that the component bundle, it's HTML, combination of HTML, JavaScript, and this thing you
Yeah.
have to go. Okay, so make sure your component has to be visible in the Java, needs to be exposed perfectly. Okay, then only make sure you have to deploy this to your organization. Okay, so this is my trial organization. What I have done, I have added authorize and org tab. Then I will have my project default thing. Okay, then I will write this as a 1 2 3. So I'm just entering it, I'm clicking it. After that it will jump up to the next screen. Next screen means what's that screen is, that screen is my Google Chrome. So that my org is to be open over there. After opening my org, it will goes to the allow access of that particular org, which org you have set over there. Okay, so I
Okay.
have a two org assigned. This is one my office, and this is my this is a practice org. Okay, so we have to make sure your our org is to open in that particular way. Okay, this is also my, these two are my org, same org. Okay, actually right now I have opened this, and before we have to choose the ID, login ID and password from there. So this is our trial system. You know all these things about Salesforce, है ना? So let's deploy our component. Okay, so let's go to the home page of our organization and deploy our component. Right click on it and see if you have deployed your authorized org has run successfully. Okay, you can click on here also, and you can set a live server from here also. If you can, if you want to go to the live server, you can go, but here we cannot make because your org is actually live. Okay, so
Okay.
if we are going here, so I have a three organizations, I have three different orgs. So right click over here and you have to deploy your this source to the particular org. So what it is writing, it is deploying, our company is going to deploying. So this is the live server. The name of our component, but it has not some enable some extensions, that's why it is taking like this. Let's go to the another. If you want to deploy this component, see one two, I have Neha Pandey has a two orgs, and AJ skill have a AJ have a another single org. Okay, why? It is because we have said these two users having the same org and these having the different org. That's why it looks like this. If you are working with a single, then you can work with a single also. Okay, see we have deployed our component, deployed source. Your component is deployed source to the organization. Okay, so let's do this. On the setting page you have to click on edit page. Okay, component is loading. But just make sure if you are using VS Code, and you also have to check the RAM of your system, and make sure it implements, because it taking too much load in your system. Okay, na?
Okay.
Yeah, our component is just here. Custom means we have created it. See, I have very much created too much LWC components. I have created it, but we want our one. That where is that? We are not able to see our component. What's the name of our component? Bala HTML. Deploy source to org again. Yeah, we have just deployed HTML. Let's refresh it. Let me take you the normal component that I have created it earlier, so that you can have some understandings. We have deployed one component from here to here. You can deploy anywhere. Okay, you can delete this, and you can add it to also. Okay, let's save it.
Okay.
Just click on back. Oh, where is that? Oh, we have not activated the page. Okay, it's situated some class name. That's why it is taking notice. Yeah, our changes is to be saved. Click on activation of the page. Apply data binding, applying CSS, conditional endings. These are topics we are covering today, like data binding, applying CSS. You know the CSS, na? Like a background. So background
Yeah.
means this type of UI, the contents of Salesforce, Adobe Reader. Sorry, Adobe Reader. In that, these things are situated. This is the common. You can use it with a different color. That's it.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, it takes too much time to load every time
Uh-huh.
if you are working, because it makes the system slow. Yeah, see, my LWC1 component is there. I will deploy over here. And where is that bala wala okay, we have not written that has to be, see, bala.js is only exposed to true. In the LWC we have to make see, we are setting some targets. So let's copy this all targets and set to the JS file, meta files, and yeah, then only we can deploy it. Mm, right click, deploy source to org. See, it is very easy. Okay, once you get to some things now, it will be very easy for you. Once you will get everything in a proper way, then you will quite load fast. Mm, our changes are going to set, and we will see our bala component over here. Okay, just we have to set what is this. This is the account record page. Okay, so what we have written over here, we have written account page also, we have written app page also, and we have written home page also. Because if you want, if your requirement is, if you want your page, your component is to be only visible to the record page, then only you can only write a lightning record page. If your system requirement is saying app page, so you can only write the app page. If your system is saying, say, requirement is saying home page, you can only write the home page itself. Make it changes save, and click on back. See, in this and in this, what is the difference between three components over here? See, this is not in a proper way, this is also not in a proper way, and this is in a proper way. See, there is a spacing in between that, because this is for this is the specific this is used for our specific components. Like we have added some CSS over here, spacing from the left hand side and right hand side. From the top of the page we have uploaded a logo also, we have written some this also, and we have written, we are writing the something also. Okay, now whatever we are writing, it will display over here. So it, the functionality of it is like that only. Okay, so this is the hello world component that we have created. What we have written, hello world component twice. Okay, where is your HTML? See, we have written the hello world component in a twice way. Hmm. We have written hello and world in a another things.
Okay.
So it is like that. So this component you have built This is the Bala component. This is the hello world component that I have created earlier, and this is LWC1 component that I have created. See, this is the another component that is prevented by the Salesforce itself. This is also a
And
flow. Yeah.
yeah.
If I'm clicking over here, I will get some functionality over here. Yeah,
Mhm.
there is no functionality I have added. That's why it is like this only. This is also a thing. Yeah, getting my point. So
Ah,
how you can add some designing system? Okay, that is lightning, light GST, light, lightning design and system. Hmm. So this is the www.lightning design and system.
mhm.
What it will help you? It will help you to understand some icons, some tools you which used to which icons you want to add. You can go it from here. If you are viewing utility icon from here, what you will get all these things. Okay, now suppose you
Yeah.
want to add this type of UI, campaign wala UI. What you will do? You will just click on the campaign UI. Mm, there it is. You have to download this. If you don't want to download, you can directly use from here also. Yeah, and some tools are there. You can also go from here. There are some plugins. The utility icons are there. Design tokens are there. So it is like that. So you can
Okay.
add some spacing like colors and everything. You can add background color, text color. You just have to explore some things. Okay, getting my point. Is it visible now? This I am hovering the
Yeah.
mouse.
Yes. Yes.
So what I have added, if I want to add some things like where is this is my org now. If I want to add some functionality on the particular button or and the particular text box, so what I will do, I will just bind some data. Okay, suppose I am clicking this one, so this is the format one. I'm clicking this, so this is the format 2, this is the format 3. It is like that only. If I'm clicking anything, I'm writing your name, so it will be displayed over here. But in this component, do we have added any of the functionality? No,
No.
we have not added any of the functionality. For this, what you have to do, you have to bind your data. Why you have to bind your data? With a particular template, like binding the properties with the component that can help you to increase your JavaScript class so that it can render to the server on the fast way. Okay, like let's take that in the template we have added something. We have added div, we have added component. Okay, now
Mhm.
next is we also have added the HTML. We also have added a JS file. So
Mm.
in that JS file, we have added some values. Okay, now in that JS file, we also have added some values. Because why we have added some values? Because it will render to the server. So let's take example of this. So in this, we have added some text box functionality, or over here we have also added the format, so that whenever the user clicking on any of the button, so it will visible the format one. So
Mm.
for this particular text box, I have assigned one value in the HTML also, and I have also assigned that value to the JS file also. Okay, now getting my
Okay.
point to be clear. Yeah, that exactly help you to bind your HTML thing to the bind your HTML data to the JS file so that it can render you on the server in a proper way. You can
Okay.
also use some properties like get your property name, get your method to be with the help of Apex class. Okay, with the
Yeah.
Apex class, you can also do the coding things. See, if you are going to this UI, okay, suppose I am adding some functionality over here. Okay, so this is also a JS. This is also one type of component. If I am sending the email to any of the thing, if I am selecting the date, and if I am searching the contacts or leads, so I
Mhm.
will write some. There is no leads. Yeah, this lead is there. No leads is there. Just select the contact. So actually what I am doing, I am adding these values to this front end also. In the JS file also I am adding, and in the backend side also I am adding these values. Okay, now
Okay.
backend side means with the Apex, with the help of Apex. So
Apex.
what
Okay.
is this? This is the activity. So in this activity tab, do you have added that activity tab having such values? So let's go back to the activity object, or from here, from the Salesforce itself. There is no activity object. So let's search it for chatter. This is the chatter object. Okay. So this is the activity standard object. There are some fields. Hmm. This is data quality, data score,
Equal
data type.
DB.
If you want to store this data in the backend, so what you will do, you will just go to the activity object field, open source activity object thing. Whatever I have entered the data in that particular opportunity, sorry, activity object, so it will directly save to the backend, means over here. Okay, now this is the activity history object. Let's open it. In that, name is there, apex type, which whatever the apex type they have used over here, they will all things they have to display. Okay, getting my point to be cleared.
Yes.
If you want to save your data from the front end to the back end, then only you can jump up to the back end with the help of which language? With the help of Apex. Okay, status is in progress, assigned to my name, contact name, related to these things we have entered. Just save it. Once we clicked on save button, this message is automatically generated. Okay, now this
Hmm.
message is to in the JS component we have to render. Okay, we have to display this message in the JS file. But once we have click on save, the data is going to save in the which object? In the activity object itself. Okay, so what that save functionality do? The save functionality handles the Apex class. In that Apex class, you have to enter each and every object what we have added. This subject field is you have to add, due date you have to add, name you have to add, related to you have to add, assigned to you have to add, status you have to add. These all fields you have to add in that Apex class. Then only your data is going to save. Okay,
Okay.
getting my point to be clear. This
Yes.
is all about the data binding. Topic is applying CSS. How you can apply CSS to your present component. Okay, like what you are saying. Let me give you one example. I have some code snippet. Let me copy paste it so that you can help. You can have some understanding. Make sure you have to component to be exposed. This is the JS snippet. This is the HTML snippet. I will explain you. I also have to add a JS file in that. Sorry, new file in that. Okay. So where is that? We have added this class one. Make note that W3 school. Every time your CSS has to start without any like dot or without any dot. You can go with this also. Okay. So what I have added over here, I have added the class 1 and class 2. These two classes I have. In the class 1, what I have added, background color as yellow and background color as a orange. Class 2 and class 1. Okay. This class 1 and class 2, we will find it where we have implemented this. Control F, Control V. So that we can find it. We have this class 1, label as class 1 and class 2 we have used over here. Okay. Which class? This is all the functionalities that are present in the on the internet, so that you can take from there also. You don't have to build, you don't have to keep in mind that this the block is for this class is this for this. You don't have to do every time in your mind. Okay, you don't have to by heart each and everything in the LWC or HTML. It is very clear in the system also. Data ID for this division block, Wait, now I'm explaining you all these things. For this
Okay.
division block, I have added some name over here. In
Okay.
this name, so that division block is having some classes so that it can elaborate it in a particular systematic way. It will help you to background color. It will help you to the font size, everything. This is the navigation bar. So our navigation bar will also see like this. This is the button. Okay, I will explain you about the button things. I will let me elaborate this. This is the button, lightning button we have added. This is the variant we have added. This is the label we have added to our button. This is the title of the button. This is the title, means it is for the back end side. Label is for the front end side. Okay. Okay. Class we have added. This class is from the left and from the XML. If we are searching this, let me copy this. Let me paste this over here. Hmm. What it will see in Salesforce SDLS left and right. See, lightning designing system. It is also like that. Hmm. This is for the margin they have used. Okay. So you will have, if you are searching each and everything over here now, so you will have the idea. It is not visible. Let me refresh it again. So these are all the official sites developed by the Salesforce system. Okay, for the documentation. Let's see. Classes have a prefix. SLDSM are used for the margins. SLDSP are used for the padding. Padding means you know, na? Difference between this, difference between two lines. This is the padding. This is the padding. This is the padding within the logo and navigation name. Getting it?
Yeah.
So you can just copy it and you can just experiment this. Okay, while cooking we will use some new things in our kitchen na, like we will just
Uh-huh.
experimenting it. It is like that only. Okay, so why I am doing like this, you will understand the each and every functionality over here. Okay, if you are writing like this, if you are new to this field, so you have to write like this, because you will understand the name of the variant. You have to write label, you have to write title, you have to write on click, you have to write class, you have to write. getting
Yeah.
getting it or not? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I have elaborated it like that, because user will understand this thing in a proper way. Yeah, it is causing some time, it will take some time, but no worries, you will have cover this time in the next things also. So this we have built. Okay, so
Okay.
on click, this is the variant tab, title and class. This is for the front end, but on click is for the handle click event that we have inserted in the GS file. Okay, so where is this? Is the handle click 1, handle click 2. See, this is the imported file that are already came in a Salesforce, that already we will create it now. If we are creating the new, we have created a new component. Yeah, this is new component. See, HTML is file, HTML is already situated. These two things is already situated. Let's keep in mind, if your interviewer will ask you, let's tell me the statement of this. Okay, tell me the statement of this also. Okay. mm, if there is nothing to work, HTML, JavaScript, may add XML file, and last is CSS. Make sure if you are adding the CSS, just keep in mind you have to keep it in last every time. Firstly, you have to make sure whenever you are working, the sequence is like this. Firstly, HTML file, then JS file, then XML file, then only you can jump up to the CSS. Okay. So this is the HTML we have built. We have added two buttons. Let's go to these two lines are already present while we will build the component. Till now you are clear? Do you have
Yeah.
any doubts? This is the handle click event and handle click event 2.
Two.
Why this? Let's explain this handle click event. We have added one variable having the div block. The div block consists of the data ID. Hmm.
Okay.
This data ID we have inserted from the template from Template means what's this word called? We will import this thing from the HTML file. Okay na? Div block is explained with the HTML. Okay na? This
Mhm.
data ID, we have declared one ID, named it as a div block. Why we have written div block? So that our this handle click first event is getting for only that div block particular. That's why we have written this variable declared having div block. That div block is also implemented in HTML file. Till now getting the point? When, if we are adding, suppose user don't know this one button contains what and button 2 contains what. So what the user is, end user is blind, end user can click any of the button, end user can play with any of the button. है ना? That's why the system call whenever our div block, first wala div block, whenever it will call, whenever the system or end user will click on first div block, it
Okay.
contains handle click event. In that handle click event, what button, which button is there? Button 1 is there. When the system clicks on the handle click event, from the handle click matlab, system is sorry, user is clicking on the first button, then it will go to the handle click one event. Handle click one event contains div block. In that div block, if system is getting the div block is to be selected, then
Okay.
this matlab this component, which template, this HTML template will select some query. That query should be, what should they will fire? They will fire data ID div block with
Okay.
contains of a class name 1. Which class name? This class 1.
Okay.
Getting it?
Mhm.
Getting it clear or not? So
Yes, yes.
whenever the system is clicking on div block, means system is clicking on a button 1, then it will go to the handle click 1 event. In that handle click 1 event, whatever the functionality is doing, they are clicking template, then selected some query, which they will fire. They will fire the div block so that it will render to the class 2. Let's next thing is that should be we viewed on app page, record page, and home page. You know the record page. You are from Salesforce admin background, so you know the record page, app page, and home page also. So let's deploy this whole component to the deploy this source to all. They are having the component issue. But component is deployed successfully. If whenever you will deploy your component, if you are not visible to here, so let's go to the edit page. Are you going to visible your system component over here? If yes, then you can search it. Yeah, you can visible your system component over here. Let's deploy it. Let's click on save. The name we have written over here is Sanket. Hmm?
Mhm.
Getting? If you are clicking on class 1, it displays some values. If you are clicking on class 2, it displays some color. But in the Salesforce itself, we are not going to see any of the thing. Why? Because we have deployed this component to the Salesforce itself. If you will directly deploy this component to this browser over here, then only you can go to your, you can visible your component like this. Like if you are clicking on class 1 and if we are clicking to the class 2. Getting it?
Okay. Okay.
So
Got.
we have applied one CSS, but it is not applied because of this Salesforce UI is there. That's why. And we have
Mhm.
deployed this component from here. This is the conditional rendering. Till now it is clear for you. I am not jumping up to the conditional rendering because for the within 2 days you will be in your this conditional rendering topic will be out of your mind. That's why I'm not jumping. It contains some looping system to the template. Whenever I am clicking to this button, some component will be visible. Whenever I am clicking to this button, then component will be hidden. It is like that only. So
Okay.
you have to focus some things. That's why we will start some components on the fresh day or new day. Okay.
Oh.
Before it, if you get 1 hour a time, you have to practice things, because what I'm telling you, day by day, practice, practice, practice.